Hi there, I'm Faraz Javed and welcome to this Emirates News Update. Here are the latest stories. The UAE today announced 626 new cases of COVID-19. This brings the total number of cases in the country to just over 92,000. The Ministry of Health and Prevention also announced 918 new recoveries, bringing that total to over 81,400. Now, sadly, one new fatality was reported in the last 24 hours, bringing the death toll to 413. New guidelines have been announced for international travelers arriving in the capital. Abu Dhabi Media Office explained on Twitter this morning that overseas travelers will now be required to show their date of entry into the UAE at all ports in the Emirate. Travelers will also be required to follow quarantine guidelines with severe penalties in place for those who break the safety rules. Also, international travelers who arrive in Abu Dhabi are currently required to wear an electronic wristband and quarantine privately for 14 days. Travelers must undergo PCR testing on day 12, and if they test negative, the wristband is removed at an approved medical facility after completing 14 days quarantine. With healthcare a major priority for the UAE government in the midst of the pandemic, a new system will be introduced at private hospitals across Dubai to ensure that patients are not overcharged. Dubai Health Insurance Corporation says their new system, called Diagnosis Related Group, will ensure that one hospital cannot charge more than the other for the same service. Now, algorithms will fix base fees for a range of healthcare conditions and calculate costs of medical procedures for each insured patient. It means that insurance companies will pay a set amount for a service rather than allow doctors or hospitals to ask charges they deem fit. Also, medical facilities that charge significantly more than another for the same service will be reported to the authorities. Officials say it will improve the level of patient care, reduce costs, and make the healthcare system here more efficient. A new walk-in smart police station has opened up in Dubai's Silicon Oasis with all safety measures in place. Dubai police say the station is equipped to handle 60 criminal and community-based services in 7 languages. The walk-in SBS is the 12th smart police station across the Emirate. It is also people of determination friendly and is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Now, at the opening, Lieutenant General Abdullah Khalifa Al Murray said that Dubai Police has plans to expand the Smart Police Station project as it continues to successfully provide unmanned services to a wide range of customers. Dubai municipality has closed 2 salons as inspections continue to crack down on businesses that fail to follow precautionary measures during the pandemic. Over 2,500 inspections were carried out yesterday, with a further 58 institutions fined, while 70 were issued with official warnings. Also, just under 2,400 were found to be fully compliant. India's Ministry of Civil Aviation today announced a packed schedule of 270 repatriation flights for its citizens currently living in the UAE. Starting October 1st and running until the 25th, the flights will take back Indian citizens who wish to return home due to the coronavirus pandemic. What's more, Air India Express will operate the flights which will depart from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Sharjah and travel to multiple cities across India. Other flights are also being organized to bring back citizens from Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, for the reverse repatriation flights, 269 additional have been scheduled to bring back Indian nationals who live and work here in the UAE. Now, passengers traveling from India to the UAE on Air India Express have been advised to undergo COVID-19 screening at specific labs in the country. Taking to Twitter, Air India Express is advising travelers to get tested at any Pure Health approved labs in India as per the recommendation of the authorities in Dubai. The advisory also states that tests from Suram Lab in Jaipur, Micro Health Lab in Kerala, Dr. P. Bassin Path Labs, and Noble Diagnostic Center in Delhi will be rejected. And intercity bus service between Dubai and Sharjah have resumed with strict precautionary measures in place. The Dubai's Roads and Transport Authority, along with Sharjah's Roads and Transport Authority, made the announcement. They say 2 of the routes started as of yesterday, while the third will resume 2 weeks later. Now, bus services had resumed in Dubai and Sharjah weeks after they were suspended as a precautionary measure against the spread of COVID-19. However, the vital Intercity bus service between both Emirates remains suspended, well, up until now. Now, let's take a look at global numbers, and the grim reality is that nearly 1 million people have died from the virus, and more than 33.1 million infections have been recorded around the world since the start of the pandemic. That's the latest from Johns Hopkins University COVID-19 tracker. According to their data, the U.S. has clocked in the highest number of infections at over 7.1 million, and the death toll there is just below 205,000. Sitting as the second worst affected country is India, with over 6 million cases and more than 95,000 fatalities. Brazil is next. The number of infections there has passed 4.7 million, and nearly 142,000 fatalities have been recorded. Russia follows with over 1.1 million cases and 20,000 deaths. And Colombia rounds off the top 5 worst affected countries with 813,000 infections and over 25,000 fatalities. And the next G20 Summit, which brings together the leaders of both developed and developing countries, will be held online in November, with a focus on protecting lives and re-stimulating growth affected by the global pandemic. To date, the G20 leaders have contributed over $21 billion to support the production, distribution, and access to diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines, and offered $11 trillion to safeguard the global economy. It has also provided more than $14 billion in debt relief in less developed countries to finance their health systems and social programs. Okay, that's it for now. For more trending news across the UAE, check out our Twitter and Instagram feed at Emirates_news. And you can also follow me at It's Faraz Javed. I'll be back at 5 p.m. with another update. See you then.